One thing you might notice in The Winter's Tale, if you've been reading Oedipus stories, is there's a lot of the Oedipus story in here, just not the parts that Freud likes to talk about. The other parts, all the other parts. Some of you have seen me give a talk on exactly this topic at a local symposium on Shakespeare and psychoanalysis, so some of you know where I'm going and I can't pretend to be coy about it. But I won't beat you over the head with my own thesis in this film. Let me just lay out certain things. Oedipus is part of a larger pattern of myths in which a child around whom there is some prophecy is cast aside, is ordered to be a powerful older man, an authority figure, orders a child to be killed or exposed, is given to servants to do it, who balk, who don't want to kill the child, who try to leave the child somewhere safe. That child is then rescued, usually by shepherds or herdsmen or something else like that. Sometimes the child is actually nursed by an animal, a wild animal, as in the Romulus and Remus story, as in, I think Zeus is nursed by a she-goat. It's worth noting that Aaron, when thinking of what to do with taking his child away without a mother, says he'll teach him to suck the goat, that he's going to like feed this child with the milk of goats in that rustic way and make it eat curds and whey. That child then grows up unknown in another country, often is sometimes as a prince or princess, sometimes as a shepherd, sometimes as an improbably princely shepherd. In any case, the rustic coloration never conceals the fact that this child seems innately princely. This person is royal, and you can tell just by looking at him. That's certainly true of Perdita. The person eventually comes back in fulfillment of a prophecy to regain the throne. This story is told over and over and over again. It is certainly Oedipus' story. It is certainly Perdita's story. It is the Romulus and Remus story, the founders of Rome, who are actually suckled by a she-wolf. And if you don't take that story seriously, it's still on public art in Rome right now. The she-wolf is on the manhole covers. It's their story, and they're sticking with it. It is the story of Moses. It is the story of Cyrus the Great, the founder of the Persian Empire. He was and that story was extremely well known in Shakespeare's England. Cyrus was a big, big, big deal. The story comes from the Greek historian Herodotus. It's not a true story. It's a legend about Cyrus. It's the Moses story. It's the Jesus story in the Gospel of Matthew. It happens over and over. Very few of these people actually grew up to kill the parent or the grandparent or the great uncle or whoever, or Herod or Pharaoh or whoever it was did them wrong as babies. But they do come back. It is worth noting the similarities between the classical Oedipus story and the Perdita story. They are not the elements we've been taught to prioritize, but it's virtually all of the other elements. So let's just say that happened.